Here's Brody Brazil.
We know every great thing about sports, whether it's stories, traditions, human interactions. There are so many great moments that sports provides us. It brings so many people together that you wouldn't have expected, or two people that are very different in their backgrounds, and the common bond is sports. Sports gives us entertainment. It teaches us things. It helps us through hard times. It allows enjoyment during great times. Like, there are so many positive things about sports. I don't need to explain that a lot more. I think you all understand that. But I've clearly found what is the absolute worst thing in sports. And that is when two fans at a game who don't even know each other get into a fight. And it's for everybody to see, and kids and families, and it starts in one row and spills over to three other rows, and it gets ugly and messy. And it's every time I see one, and they pop up on a regular basis on social media. And now in an age of phones, I don't know if it's happening more, or if it's being caught more, or if it's easier shared. I don't know the reason why, the one reason why we see so much more of this, but we clearly do. And nothing makes me more depressed than knowing two people showed up to a game, didn't know each other from a rock before they walked in, and before they started yelling at each other, and before somebody walked over to the other, and then they met, they threw punches, and then everybody piled in, and things get ugly so fast. And that is the absolute worst part about sports. And I'm not here to say, well, don't go to a game wearing the opposing team's jersey. I'm not here to say, don't go to a game and don't have a beverage or two. I'm not here to say any of those things. Like, I'm not trying to change what people do. I'm not trying to change their routines and their traditions, but I am here to say, like, you get all these things going, you get a lot of people chirping and yelling and talking at each other, and a lot of times it devolves into somebody throwing a haymaker. And it always does seem like in these fights, one person is clearly ready for it, and the other person is absolutely not ready for it. Now, as a younger person, I guess I didn't care about this stuff as much. I saw it, quickly dismissed it. But I think now as a dad, I mean, do you want to be bringing your child, your young child, let's say your kid's 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. Do you want to bring a kid to a game? And number one, do you want to have all the buildup of that like right next to you? Do you want to have your kid exposed to two grown adults who can't handle themselves and are yelling back and forth? And do you want any piece of that? No. I mean, clearly I know what to do. Get up. We're out of here. We're just going to go somewhere else for now. But then that disrupts your experience. That disrupts, you didn't deserve that. It's probably the smartest and the best thing to do. Get away from it before it escalates. But let's say it goes full steam. Like, you want your child to really witness that. And I'm not saying you can shelter them from everything, but as a dad, like, that's literally the last thing I think I would ever want to expose my son to. So that to me is the absolute worst part about sports. I don't see it going away. I've made a video years ago suggesting, and not even saying this needs to happen, but what would it be like across America if they did what some European soccer clubs did, and that is put the visiting fans in their own section. So you don't have a cross-pollination of fans in any one section. Now, that just doesn't, here in America, that doesn't make a lot of sense. We're not used to that. That's a total departure from what we do. So I'm not even here to suggest that's a good idea or it should happen, but it does happen elsewhere. That would likely eliminate most of it. It wouldn't even eliminate all of it, if you can believe it. Maybe the real trick is to give you one pass and that's it. The first time you fight in the stands anywhere, you're done. But then I understand it's not fair if somebody was just defending themselves too. So I digress, but I was thinking about this the other day. I know what is the best part about sports. I absolutely know it. There's many things, but I know what is the one worst thing about sports, and it's fan fights and the fact that they just do not go away.